Hello guys, so welcome to this video. So we are going to talk about mainly array rotation using a specific technique called reversal algorithm. So what we are going to do is we are going to rotate our array on some value k, which is basically going to be done by reversing the whole array and some part of it. So what happens is we are given an array ARR, which is having some elements called 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and we want to rotate it by some value, for example k is equal to 3. So what we want is we need some result, like after rotating our array it should look like 7 6 8 1 2 3 4 5, right? Because this is going to be rotated on value of 3. So what rotation actually means is if you are going to rotate it by 3, then the k elements of that array are going to rotate in clockwise direction. So these 3 elements are going to come in the forward and the rest of the elements are going to move in the they are going to shift in the right direction, right? So this is known as right rotation. So one of the techniques of rotation is known as reversal algorithm, where we are going to use some reversing techniques for implementing this. So some basic theory about the algorithm. So as I said, if you want to rotate our array by 3, we are going to get a result like this: 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5. So there are basically 3 steps involved in rotating this array. So the first step is reverse the whole array, right? This is going to be the first step. Sounds perfectly easy, perfectly fine, right? So we are going to reverse the whole array, and the second step is going to be reversing the first k elements in that already reversed array. So if we reverse the first k elements, which are the first 3 elements, so this becomes from 876, this is going to become 678, right? So this is the second step, and in the third step we are going to reverse the remaining elements, right? So 6 7 8 are already reversed, and then 5 4 3 2 1 is going to reverse into 1 2 3 4 5. And when we see the result after all these 3 steps, we observe that we are getting the desired result. So initially we had 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and we were asked to rotate our array on 3. So we needed 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5, and after going through all these 3 steps, which are basically reversing the array 3 times on different points, we are getting the result that we need. So 3 steps, we'll say again: reverse the whole array, reverse the first k elements, and then reverse the remaining elements. So this is one of the most easiest and most intuitive algorithm for rotating an array. Now we are going to implement the code for it. Very easy. So this actually consists of 2 functions. First is going to reverse my array. So we are going to take the array as the parameter. We are going to take some starting and ending as the, because we are going to use 2 pointer technique to reverse our elements, right? So we are going to need 2 pointers, start and end, from where we are going to iterate step by step and reverse the whole array. So what happens is we take the start and we take the array's end, and simply we are going to replace the first element. We are going to swap the elements. Basically this reversal is going to happen by swapping the elements. So if you can see, okay, one more condition, we are going to run it on a loop. So we are going to make sure that this runs only until unless the start is less than the end, right? Because after that the array will end. So what happens is we are going to see, if we are going to run the algorithm for the first element, array start is 1, array's end is 8, and we are simply swapping them, right? So what will happen is 8 will come in front and 1 will go there. So similarly after that, what we are going to do, so this actually happens in 2 steps. So array of, because we are now going to swap these things, so we are going to place each of them in their respective containers, right? For example, the array of start is going to go in the array of end, and array of end is going to go in the array of start, right? Sorry, the array of end is going to go in the array of start, and the array of start is going to go in the array of end. So basically 4 steps: 1 to 8, then 8 to 1. These are going to happen, and then after that we are simply continuing with our loop. What we are doing, we are moving in the middle by doing equal to start is equal to start plus 1, and then similarly we are going to move from the end, right? And is going to be a decrementing part, right? Because we are going to move towards the center from the end, and we are going to move towards the start. So in case of start, we are going to be 1 2 3 4 in indexing, and in terms of end, we are going to decrement the indexing value so that we move towards the center. And when the start becomes greater than the end, then this loop will break. So this whole thing is going to reverse our array. This is the reversal thing, right? So we are going to use this in our next function, which is nothing but the main function, which is going to rotate the array. We are taking array and we are taking the value of k on which we are going to rotate it, right? So what happens is, now we need the size of the array, right? N is equal to length of the array, and now we are going to handle an exception, or the, you can say, edge case, wherein we are going to check if the element is I mean, for example, we have an array of size 8, but our rotation can be like rotate the array on 6, 16 or 10. So we are going to take a mod of the length, and then we are going to simply take the value, which is a remainder. So ultimately, if we are going to rotate, for example, if we are going to rotate an array of size 8 on 10, then after modulus operation you have only 2, so you need to rotate the array on 2, right? So this is the thing, and now what we are going to do, we are simply going to call a reverse function with the start and end. So starting is going to be for the first for whole reversal, it is going to be 0, and then n minus 1, because indexing is 0 based. So the size is 8, but we are going to go from 0 to 7, so it is going to be 7. And this is the first step. We are going to reverse the whole array. In the second step, we are going to rotate from 0 to k, same case here, k minus 1, and so we are going to rotate reverse these elements. 8 7 6 becomes 6 7 8. We are passing start and end for the k value 0 to k, so only the reversal will work on only these elements. So these elements will get reversed by this swapping technique which I told. So now we have this kind of array in our memory, and after that the final step, which is also very similar, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to rotate our reverse our array on k to n minus 1, so the remaining elements are going to be reversed. So after all these three steps, we will observe that we have the rotation of our array on value of k, right? So now we simply return the array. Sorry. So now we are returning this, so we can simply print it. Right, so we are going to provide the element, and we are going to provide it with the value by which we are going to rotate it. So we are going to rotate it by, I think, let's try 3. So if everything went right, our array will be rotated by 3, and we are going to get something like 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5. So let's check. So yeah, so if we are rotating our array on 3, we are going to get 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5. So let's check it for 5. So what should be the answer if we are going to rotate it on 5? It should be like 4 5 6 7 8 and then 1 2 3, because these 5 elements are going to shift towards the right side, right? So let's run our algorithm for value of k values for 5. So it should become 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3. Exactly, 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3. So now we are going to check it for value of 2. So what should happen in case of 2? It should be 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6. So let's check for that. Right, so 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I think our algorithm is working perfectly fine. So it's one of the easiest algorithms to implement for rotation of an array. It just takes reversal technique as its core implementation. Just basic 3 steps: reverse the whole array once, reverse the first k elements, and reverse the remaining elements. Very intuitive, very easy to implement, and very fast also. When talking about time complexity and space complexity, the time complexity is basically big O of n, because we are traversing through the array first n times, then k times, and then n minus k times, which is basically big O of n, because we are not changing the order of degree of polynomial that we have. It's only going to be going to be in a linear way, which is big of n. And then talking about the space complexity, it's going to be big O of constant, big O of 1, because we are not using any extra space over here in the memory. We are doing it in place. All the reversal and rotation is happening in place. We are not using any extra memory. So it's very efficient in terms of time complexity as well as space complexity. So time complexity is going to be big O of n, and the space complexity is going to be big O of constant, right? Not zero, but big O of constant. So it's a very efficient algorithm, very easy to learn, very easy to implement. I think it's happened only in like 15 seconds, sorry, 15 lines. So that's it for today. I'll come up with some other algorithm in the next tutorial. Thanks.